Okay, so we're going to start with the foundation pattern. And the foundation pattern only has 5 rows, and you're only going to do the foundation pattern once. Okay, and then after that you repeat pattern 1, pattern 2, and pattern 1, pattern 2, all the way up to get the height that you want. So I'm just going to do one repeat of 28 stitches just to show you this first bit. If you want to pause the video at any point, go ahead and do that. So I'm going to make my starting chain. So the starting chain is a multiple of 28 plus 3. Now the plus 3 is your last stitch and your 2 border stitches, and then there's going to be another one for your turning. So I'm going to start this chain, if I can do it without losing count. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, and then plus 1, 2, 3, and then plus another one for turning. Okay, so there's your starting chain. Now row 1 is the starting chain plus going back, so find the second stitch from the hook and go all the way back. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. Isn't it funny, we always count 5. I count all the time. 6, even if I'm in my head. 7, 8, 9, 10. And my husband always talks to me right when I'm in the middle of counting. It's very annoying. I kind of glare at him and he knows that's a counting glare. Okay. I might just fast forward this bit, or you can just pause it while you do your whole starting chain, because if you're doing the full Afghan, it's going to take you a wee while. I always find these first, I don't know, like 2 or 3 rows is the worst. But once you get past that bit and then you've actually got something to grab onto, it just goes really quickly, and then you're trucking. Okay, I've totally lost count, but it doesn't matter because I'm only doing a 28 stitch repeat, so it's only little. It's doubtful that I will have missed any chains here. Okay, oops, last few. Again, with all the videos that I do, I have to really concentrate so I don't swear. This one and the last one in there. Okay, and then fasten it off and snip it off. Okay, so that is row 1, foundation row 1. Okay, so foundation row 2, I'm going to use a yellow because it's really high contrast to the purple. So Mosaic crochet, there's a couple of rules to it. I have a little knot in here, let me get that out. So your border stitches always go through both loops. So here's my first stitch here. Okay, so I'm going to go through both loops of that stitch. Okay, I'm going to tie it on. Some people like to make a slip knot on the hook first and then attach it. You do whatever you want as long as you're going through both loops and then doing a single crochet, or a double crochet if you're in the UK. I know I'm in the UK, but I was taught using US terms, and so that's what I'm stuck with. Okay, so foundation row 1 on the pattern, there's no X's, it's all blanks, which means it's single crochet in the back loop all the way along. So back loop there, all the way along. So there should be 28 of these. I'm going to count these. 2, 3, back loop only 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How annoying is it going to be if I've not got 28? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Please let it be 28. 21, 22, 23. There's no way I could have mucked this up in just a tiny little repeat. Oh, I've lost count. What was I at? 21, maybe 22, 23, 24, 25. Damn it, maybe I have lost count. No matter, no matter. Right, so I've got to my last stitch here. So you're not going to do a back loop here, you're going to go through both loops on that last and do a single crochet. Tighten it off, fasten it off, snip it off. Right, there we go. So that's my foundation row 1, foundation row 2. Foundation row 3 is back using the purple. You're always going to alternate your colours because that's how Mosaic crochet works. Get my purple. So the border stitch again through both loops there. Fasten it on. And I always tend to give it a little tug and a tighten, and then my single crochet and another little tug and a tighten. Okay, so foundation row 3. The first stitch has an X. An X means a double crochet, and a double crochet is always in the front loop of one row below, or 2 rows below, 1 row, 2 rows. Okay, so there's your first single crochet, and this here, that loop there, that's where your double crochet is going to be. So you're going to yarn over through there, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, the next is 3 single crochets, so that's all in the back loop of this row. 1, 2, 3. The next stitch is a double crochet, so again follow it down. Now, so when you're doing a double crochet, the stitch below is always slightly to the left. Don't get confused and do it in this one, because this is the loop for this stitch. It's follow it down and just slightly to the left. So we're going in that one and do a double crochet there. And then it's 2 single crochets. And now also, you're going to go in the next one, not this one, because this one is behind your double crochet. So if you pull that straight, you can see it covers it, so you know which one to go in. So it's that one. 2 single crochets. Next is another double crochet, so it's going to go in down to there. Okay, and another 2 single crochets. So it's this one, 1, 2, and another double crochet in this one. And now we've got 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and another double crochet in there. Okay, half the pattern done. So now we have 4 single crochets. Always remember which one you're going in. It's not the one behind the double crochet. 2, 3, 4, and then another double crochet. Here's one thing I've seen people doing on videos before. When they're doing a double crochet, to get that loop, they go in with the hook bit and up. And that's absolutely fine if that's how you work it. I just don't happen to do it like that. The sharper the hook you've got, the easier it is to get in. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, and so now I've got 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3. I'm also a very tight crocheter. This is why, and I only noticed then, just, can you hear that? That's my dog. Hi. I only noticed this when I started trying to make videos, because when I do a double crochet, I'm going to do one here, I tend to pull it through and then I put my thumb right over the stitch to hold it in place, which is great, except that doesn't really show you what I'm doing, so you'll just have to just kind of like keep going. Right, okay, so that was my last. So now I've got another 4 single crochets. See, there's my thumb right over the stitch. 1, 2. I've tried to do it where I don't hold the stitch, but kind of, I just don't like it. It's just weird what you get used to. Okay, so that's the end of the repeat. So you, if you were doing this, you would start again and repeat all the way along, all the way along. Okay, I'm now in the pattern up to my last stitch, which is a double crochet in the last stitch. And this is just so the pattern evens itself up and it's symmetrical. Okay, and then here we go, is my final border stitch through both loops. Tighten it off, fasten it off. Okay, so there we go. Foundation row 1, foundation row 2, foundation row 3. My dog is now just having a bit of a lick. Please ignore it. Foundation row 4 is going to be in colour bean. Again, colour bean is my yellow. So here we go. The border stitch. Lorca, stop that. Okay, through both loops for the border stitch. Given a tighten, single crochet. Okay, so foundation row 4 starts with a single crochet, which is in the top of that double crochet. Okay, and the next one is a double crochet in this stitch, and then a single crochet and a double crochet. I don't actually, in my head, say double crochet, single crochet. This is what I tend to do. I'll do it a little bit faster so that you can see how I do things. So I've just done a double crochet. So I now go, because I'm looking at the pattern, and once you get used to this pattern, I tend to just look at the beginning of the pattern once, and then I can do the whole row. It's just sort of, it's actually a little bit like muscle memory. Okay, so now I've got 2 single crochet, and I go 2, 1, 2, and down. This is how I do it. And then I go 1 and down. Split the yarn, nearly swore. And I go 1, 2, and down. And I go 1, down. Okay, now we're at the middle of the pattern again. Okay, see these little boxes? Okay, so it's a single crochet, double crochet. Just need to get some more yarn. Scratch my eye. I'm not used to making videos, can you tell? Okay, so now I've got 4 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4 and a double crochet. I suppose this is why some people tend to go in with the hook part, because the stitches, if you're a tight crocheter like me, can be a little tight. I just kind of like push it against my finger and ping it up to find that loop. Okay, and then I should have 4 single crochet, 2, 3, 4, and that's the end of the repeat. And again, you will just repeat that row as many times as you are for making the blanket the size you want. So I'm going to finish with the last stitch. Oh, actually, I'm lying. That's not the end of the repeat. I need a double crochet. That's the end of the repeat. And then the last stitch is a single crochet in the top of that double crochet, and then your border stitch through both loops. Putting it through both loops just gives it a bit more stability. Okay, so there we go. Foundation row 1, 2, 3 and 4. And you can kind of begin to see the pattern beginning to start here. What's going to be really clever is when we get to pattern 1, and I'm going to show you how to do the front post double crochets, because it gives it way more texture. Okay, so this is the last row of your foundation pattern. You will only work your foundation pattern once, and then you'll just repeat pattern 1 and pattern 2. Okay, give it a tight. Back in, single crochet. Okay, so the first stitch is a double crochet which goes in the front loop of that stitch there, and then we've got a single and a double, 2 single, and a double, 3 single, and a double. As you know, my patterns come with charts and written instructions. When I'm doing projects, I tend to just look at charts now. I just find it a lot easier. But I have included the written instructions, and the written instructions are quite handy. If you're looking at the chart and you don't quite understand something, you can just refer to the written and see if you're doing it right or not. And of course, if you ever get stuck with anything, just give me an email or message me on Facebook or whatever, and I can help you out. I say that and I've completely lost. So that was a 1, 2, 3, okay, and 2 singles. I maybe shouldn't just stop and keep chatting. I should just do this. And a double, and we go single, double, single, and double, okay, so now we've got 4 single crochet up to here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and a double in that middle one there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, double crochet, single crochet, and that's the end of the repeat. Work your last stitch, which is a double crochet, and your border stitch through both loops of the border stitch below. Give it a tighten, fasten it off. Okay, that is your foundation pattern completed. You will only work this once. Okay, so now we're going to go to the pattern 1. Let me turn my little page over. Okay, pattern 1 is where the fun starts, because this is where the front post double crochets start. Okay, So I might grab my yellow yarn. I'm only going to do a couple of these because once I've showed you this, then you can just get going. It's just, I wanted to show you the foundation pattern because there's no front post. It's just all double crochets and single crochets. And from here, this is where it gets more textured. If any of you have done Tina's Kuri pattern, which is literally one of my favourite patterns, you will know what you're doing. If any of you have made hats or anything with ribbing and you've done front post, that's fine. You'll know what you're doing as well. But just for those who haven't, I'm going to show you. So, border stitch. Okay, so the first one is a single crochet. And the next one says FP. That means front post double crochet. So instead of going into that front loop there, Lorca, will you stop? He's licking again. So instead of going into that front post there, you're going to go round the stitch. So if I just poke my hook in there, see there's a big gap? And you're going to pull up a loop and just do a normal double crochet. Now when you do this, do it slightly looser. Okay, just give your yarn a little bit of slack. And then we're going to, so that's your first front post. And you see how it gives it a bit of height to it. So the next one is a single crochet. And then all these other ones are double crochets. Just normal front loop double crochets. Single, single. Double, single, double, single crochet, single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, and now we're back to the next front post. So again, it's not going through the loop, it's going around that DC below. Single and another front post. See the difference? Now you can't always tell as well because normal DCs in the front loop kind of give you this little hole in between. When you do a front post DC, there's no hole, it's just continuously joined, and it gives you that, and we can see it properly, that bit of texture. So let's just finish this row. So now I've got 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Front loop double crochet, single crochet, front loop, and we've got 4 single crochet, and you'll see in the pattern as well that the front posts are only done using colour B. Okay, oh, so this is another front post through that one there. That is the end of your repeat. Do your last stitch, which is a single crochet, and your border stitch through both. Tighten it off, snip it off. Okay, so I'll do the next one, and then I will just let you guys get off and running. So the next and is using colour A. There are no front posts in this one. It's only ever using colour B. Colour B is my yellow. I kind of did this the wrong way around a little bit, because colour A, the yellow one in this case, is the pattern colour. Colour B, purple, is the background colour. and I suppose it doesn't really matter, but I suppose the way I designed it and the way my blanket is doing is that the darker colour is colour A, but you know, it doesn't matter. So row 2 of pattern 1, we start with a front loop double crochet, and then we've got 3 single crochet, ugh, totally messed that up. Don't know what was going on there because I looked away. Oh no, it's all going terribly wrong. And then we've got a double crochet, 2 single, a double, 2 single, and a double, and then 3 single, and double in there. Okay, I'm just going to stop there for a sec. So what you'll see as you do this pattern is that this line here is going to go yellow over there. That will always be front post. This line will always be front loop. This line will always be front post. The same with the starting and the ending, and these two here. This is what gives these vertical lines, which is meant to represent gravity. I'm such an idiot sometimes. I get an idea in my head and I just think, oh, that'd be a great idea. Let's represent gravity and, you know, the universe. 2, 3, 4 single crochet and a double. Just going to pull that out a little bit there. 3 single crochet and a double, and 1, 2, 3. I totally just notched that. 4 single crochet, and in the last stitch, that's your double crochet and your border stitch. Okay. See, it's just beginning to poke out through. It actually just looks like X's and O's, but I'm going to do one more just so I can show you those front post double crochets again. So this is pattern 1, row 3. Okay, so we'll get that border stitch done. See, also the good thing about having these front posts, once you get going, is that you don't actually need stitch markers, because they are your stitch markers, because you can feel them. You can feel how they're more raised. And so you know that that's the beginning of the pattern, and that's the second half. Basically it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then going up the way. Okay, so row 3 starts with a single crochet for your first stitch, and then front post double crochet. See how it's raised there? And then we've got 3 single crochet, and a normal front loop double crochet, another 3, 2, 3, double crochet, and 1, 2, 3 and front loop, double crochet, single crochet, front loop, double crochet. Okay, second half is 2 single, double, 2 single, and a double, 2 single, oops, and a double, 2 single, front post through there. Do your last stitch, which is a single crochet, and your border stitch. There you go. You can actually see the ridges kind of give like a bit of a shadow effect. So what it is these ridges, as I said before, are meant to be the lines of gravity, and between them and at the back of them poking out are the stars. Okay? Coolly. It is an easy pattern to do. I know it looks really complicated, but once you get going, it's just, you get that crochet muscle memory and you're just off and running. Oh, that's what the back looks like. Some people do the reversible look. I find that, especially with a blanket, it makes it too thick. Plus it uses up way too much yarn. But you can do that if you want. Okay? Any problems, just message me. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram at Get Your Hook On. Or you can email me at getyourhookon@gmail.com. I'm not even going to explain how I came up with the name, but you can hear it. It's a Scottish thing. Get your hook on. Okay. Enjoy, guys, and I shall speak to you later. Cheers. Bye.